Okay, welcome everyone to this video where I will be simplifying fat loss for all beginners and everyone out there wanting to lose fat. So I've broken down fat loss into three fundamental rules, which follows as progressive overloading within your workouts as rule number one. Rule number two is a slight caloric deficit, which is adhered to consistently. So I would suggest about a 200 to 400 calorie deficit. And finally, rule number three is an adequate protein to ensure muscle hypertrophy or retention. So my recommendation would be a 0.8 to 1.2 pounds grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, I would aim for 150 grams of protein per day as a rough estimate. Now, with progressive overload, it basically is a gradual increase in stress placed upon the body during resistance training. So in simple terms, when you're working out, just aim to increase the weight or reps each week in each of the main compound movements, like the bench press, squat, deadlift, or any other heavy movements. These movements will allow you to progress really quickly in the gym and therefore push further hypertrophy. On the right, you have an image of different ways you can utilize progressive overload by adding more weight, more reps, more sets, as follows. And also, it's important that recovery is taken care of through adequate sleep and nutrition. So at least a 6 to 7 hour sleep will ensure that you're fully rested, and a good diet, a good nutritious diet should also help with recovery. Now, a caloric deficit is simply just more calories burned than calories consumed within a day. Now, for this diet to work, it has to be sustainable and adhered to consistently. There's no point going on a crash diet for just a couple days or a week maybe, and then going back to binge eating and all that. That just won't work. We need a stable fat loss plan that is consistently followed. So I would suggest just eating at around 2,000 calories a day for at least 2 weeks. Then you track your weight, and if your weight increases, just decrease your calories, so decrease the amount of food you eat, or increase your activity level by doing more cardio. This doesn't mean you have to hop on the treadmill for 3 hours a day. Just
Why are you running? Why are you running?
now, if your weight becomes stagnant after 2 weeks as well, try lowering your calories slightly to create that deficit, but you don't want it too large. And if weight does decrease, then identify how quick you want to lose that fat. For overweight people, you can lose fat quicker. For people around the 20% body fat, you probably want to have a slow, gradual decrease to ensure that you don't lose too much muscle around the way. So I recommend about a 2 to 4 pounds of weight lost in a month. And one of the most important things here is that you eat the food that you like. So what do I mean by this? I mean that if you hate, say, potatoes and tuna with a passion, then there are other carb and protein sources that are healthy. Like you may eat, instead of tuna, you may have chicken, you may have beef. And if you don't like potatoes, you can have stuff like maybe you like sweet potatoes. Like for me, I really like oatmeal, so I have oats in the morning. I don't mind having bread, so that's my carb source. I like chicken, so I have chicken regularly during the day. Just eat the food that you like.
Or broccoli.
Hey, what if I eat the broccoli? I love the stuff.
You eat a sundae. Marge, get Lisa a sundae.
Now, finally, the rule number three is adequate protein. So it's pretty simple. Just weigh yourself in pounds, and then you have discovered your protein goal. So as I said before, if you're 150 pounds, then 150 grams of protein is what you need to aim for. Now, why is protein so important?
Protein is like Legos. Protein is the building blocks of muscles. Legos are the building blocks of building blocks. And you can never have enough of either.
It's basically essential to ensure that you grow your muscles, or say you are more of an intermediate or advanced lifter, then you want to preserve your muscles as best as possible by eating a high protein diet. Now, I don't care what diet you follow, whether you go a keto diet, a high carb diet, an intermittent fasting, as long as it has a caloric deficit and adequate protein, it is a good diet and will ensure that you lose fat. Now, supplements are not necessary for you to lose fat. You don't need fat burners, you don't need branched BCAAs, you don't need all of that. The only supplement that I would recommend is a protein powder to help you reach that daily protein goal. But it's not necessary, as I said before. It'll just help you and support your fat loss journey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Please comment down below any suggestions on any videos you want me to make. Please share the video. Like the video if you learned something, dislike it, but if you didn't learn something, but tell me down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and remember to get jacked and stay jacked.